What's up guys, TSJAwesome 628 here, back again with my first episode of My Team Career Mode here for F1 2020. So first we're just going to go through some of the admin, and this is going to be the pre-season episode. I've already designed my character and livery for the car, but some of the more important things are here, such as, well, the team name is just going to be TSJAwesome, as you see, that's input here. Now we've got a primary sponsor, and there were two primary sponsors that really looked like they could be decent. Obviously, Carl is just going to go through telling us what the easiest goals and signing bonuses and stuff are, but obviously we go all the way to the right because all the better contracts for sponsors are right on the right. And straight away, obviously Pacifico has the most, but they want you to score 25 Constructors' Championship points, which I'm not sure if is doable. So the ones that immediately caught my eye were Loop and Shark, which both had. Which Loop was probably slightly better, as they both had equal weekly income. Loop had a higher signing bonus and a higher goal bonus, and they had relatively similar goals, with Shark wanting 5 championship points and Loop wanting 5 points finishes, which I think both of those were manageable. So in the end we decided to go with Loop, and that would give us 5.1 million to choose an engine and a teammate. As you can see, I'm still doing it. Yeah, Carl again is saying, oh yes, now it's time to choose power unit. Sometimes the tutorial was a bit annoying sometimes, but here I didn't want to go with Ferrari, as they were probably going to get a nerf, considering how bad they were in real life. So Mercedes immediately caught my eye, because they'll probably get a buff compared to Ferrari's nerf. And then I didn't really want to go with Renault or Honda, because they were a bit slow, so I wanted some performance, so I did go with Mercedes. Now for the teammates, well, obviously the game wants us to choose the Lord Mahavir, Ragunathan. So obviously that is an offer there, but I decided to decline that offer, and we decided to go all the way to the right and look at some of the higher rated ones that we have. They're just going through Ragunathan's stats. Carl's like, yeah, you see, he's got really good stats, we want you to sign him. But we do have basically the choice between Juan Manuel Correa, who is 1 mil, the highest rated for 1 mil, Jordan King or Jack Aitken, who are both 1.5 mil and both good. I did decide to go with Jack Aitken in the end because he is good pace, not brilliant, but he has great awareness, which means if we have some chaotic race maybe at the start of the season in wet weather or something, then he should be good. So we decided to pick Jack Aitken. And that is team details that we have done. And we're going to have 200k left, so we won't be able to upgrade any facilities straight away, which I guess is a slight shame. But we're a new team, and that should be fine. As you see, I've designed this car here. It's a blue and yellow car. Well, there are really many liveries I could choose from, so this was the car that I decided to go with. And team badge select, I already designed a badge for our team. just blue, yellow, and pinky red, which is good. And then the team colours, I was just gonna choose exactly the same as what was already there. So that was it for team. I don't know why I keep going back for team colours.
But if you're ready to go, hit advance to head to Team HQ and we can start our push to
But
the top of Formula
here we
1.
go into the world of Formula 1. If I ever want to press advance, that is. Yeah, we're just going to go full season length because we're serious here. We're not going to take off tracks. We're going to go 50% race distance, full qualifying, and we're going to go for 106 AI difficulty, which should be around my level. We can always adjust it if it's too hard or too easy. I'm gonna go vehicle damage reduce because actually all full, I'm not sure. I debated full, I went with reduced in the end. Then we went for surface only tyre temps because I know you guys will be like, oh, you should have tyre temps on, but they're just so annoying. And I think that was it for all the gameplay settings. So we are going to, well, it says start session, but I wouldn't really call it a session in the pre-season. But we're going to meet the press, as I think we have an interview with Will Buxton.
Okay, we're live in 5, 4, 3.
Hello folks and welcome to the HQ of Formula 1's newest team. We've been invited backstage to gain an exclusive insight into what could be one of the most exciting entries in the sport for many years. Now, we've seen a number of new teams enter the sport over the last decade, amongst their number Manor, Caterham, HRT and of course Haas. And while some have proved to be successful, others have morphed into different teams and some have disappeared completely. What marks this team out, though, as being something different is that its owner is also its driver. There's a rich history of that in Formula 1 too. Sir Jack Brabham, John Surtees, Graham Hill and Bruce McLaren all drove their own cars in the sport, but it has become increasingly rare in recent years. What's very special about this team, though, is that while the team itself is new to Formula 1, so too is its driver and owner. Whatever happens this season,
So with this answer, we obviously want to compliment the team, but so we were just going to go, this isn't just about me, it's about my team, and I'm behind them 100%, because that is true. And then this one, obviously, we're not going to go with it. It was tough to get any drivers to sign on us, but I think we're going to go with we can see what they can do on paper, and we see a lot of potential in them, because it looks like a good answer. Now for this one it was close, because I think we'll definitely be Williams this season, and there's, at the start of the game, I'm not sure when the nerf will come in, Alfa Romeo look quite strong, so it was between Haas and AlphaTauri, I think. Well, I was flicking between them, so I think we went with AlphaTauri in the end, after a debate between AlphaTauri and Haas, as you'll see here.
How are you expecting the car to feel out on track?
We went for traction here, mainly because that is something that I really like, a car that has good traction out of corners. So that's where we went.
The other teams now have years of experience.
For this one we went for fuel loads because we thought that would reduce chassis weight and get power train, but that's not how it works. But that's what I thought would be a good thing, because it has fuel efficiency. Then we can run a lighter car, which will help with the chassis during the race. So I thought it would do two things in a way.
Overtaking is a key part of this sport. How have you
Then
ensured that your car can
we've already complemented theoretically the powertrain and the aero, so we went here to develop. We developed an incredibly light car because we wanted to praise the chassis as well. I did consider going for the power units again, but I did want something to do with the chassis. Then
finally,
he asked us what of our new departments are you most proud of, and we decided to go for aerodynamics because I like a car that's like planted to the track. So that will be the one that we've had
that's about all we've got time for here. We
an
will see
upgrade
how
and
this
a
race
spec
team
one for.
fares in its first Grand Prix.
Okay, great.
So that was the interview with Will Buxton, and just a few more things to do, including looking at all the new menus and seeing what all the stuff do, and our activities timeline, which is a new feature here, which I think is quite a good addition,
Great interview, boss.
rather than just
You know
going to the
exactly
tracks.
what the team's been working on. When you've got time, check the R&D tree to see our current progress and where we think there's room for more. And while you're at it, why not take a stroll around HQ and check on how the team's
So
going?
Carl's just telling us how it all works. So we're going to start by
It's important to use
looking
the time
through at
between
team
races to the
activities.
fullest extent, and that's where these
So
activities come in. Manage everyone's time
we
as
have a
efficiently
period
as
of
possible
9
to
days before
maximize
the
the
car
team's
reveal
performance.
and a period of 5 days after the car reveal. So it makes sense to go for a 7-day one before the car reveal and a 5-day one after. We did go for aero and chassis focus because I feel like durability for us, well, it's going to be useful, but I feel like I prefer just to have raw performance in the car. For this one, we had a look at different things that we could do, and I thought there were a bunch of good ones, but I particularly liked the driver training camp, as it boosted literally all of Jack Aitken's stats by 3 and gave us a bunch of extra resource points for a first upgrade. So I thought that would really help us. So those are the two activities that we went, and Carl is just really happy about having a new car to work with. Now we're probably just going to go through all of the menus here, maybe put a
This is
few
where you can
upgrades
view
on.
our current
So this is the
facilities
facilities
and the
menu,
effects they're having on the business.
where you
can
can
also
upgrade.
invest some of our
I
cash
mean,
into
you guys
upgrades
probably
for
already seen it,
facilities.
but there's an aerodynamics chassis, powertrain, durability, personnel, and marketing area, and they all cost quite a bit. Well, the aerodynamics especially, because I'm already on spec 1 rather than spec 0, so it's either 5 or 6 mil, whereas the chassis and all the other spec 0s are like 2 or 1.5 or 2.5 mil for an upgrade. So obviously we can't afford anything with only the 200k that we have, but we should be able to get some more in. As we head over to the R&D screen, slightly more familiar. This has been in career mode for the past few seasons, I think since 2017. Well, there was one in 2016, but it wasn't quite like a tree. We were looking at the upgrades that Mercedes have already put on the car, which is good to put us in the mid-range in powertrain. and we were thinking about what upgrades we could afford going into pre-season. So we decided to develop a part on the downforce. Even though it's more expensive, I decided I would go for it. Well, when I do go for it, I think I go for it at least. I thought that because of the failure chance, it would be better. I'm now looking at when all the parts arrive, because we know that already. And you can see they all arrive. Well, the next one is 15th of June. So we do have to wait a while for another Mercedes power unit upgrade. But I really don't think Ferrari, Alfa and Haas will be the top 3 teams in the powertrain for much longer. So now we do put the question. Okay, I obviously can't remember really what we do. I think we're debating whether to put the drag upgrade or the front downforce upgrade on. Considering the failure chance is only 30% for the aerodynamics, we decided to go for that department first for an upgrade. And we put the front downforce on in the end to hopefully have a more planted car, as it will arrive a day before the Australian Grand Prix. Which should help. It seems like we are one of the most improved teams during pre-season, as we jumped ahead of Alfa Romeo, Haas and Williams, so we're already in P8 in the constructor standings. Forgot there were 11 teams for a second. We're now just looking through the contracts and driver perks. Something I can afford, but we're not going to put a driver perk on right now. When we look at the driver market, obviously we can't afford Lewis Hamilton or any of the other F1 drivers right now.
This is where you will approach any drivers you wish to hire.
So we're just having a look to see at prices, see who are good ratings. So Jack Aitken actually is the highest rated Formula 2 driver. So I guess we kind of got lucky on that fact that we got to choose him. But there are quite a few good other options if Jack is underperforming throughout the season. His contract runs out, I believe, just at the start of July or something, just after the Austrian Grand Prix. So we have a chance to change him 10 races in if we need to, which is good. But we're now looking at the finances, and well, we've only got 200k, so we will get some more, hopefully, unless we keep crashing the car or something and then there's too much money for damages, which I know is a thing. And then our finance history, which is literally just a blob because we've only been a team for a day. And then that is it for the menus, except for rivalries, but we haven't had a chance to pick a rival yet. I think we'll be asked that at some point about who our rival is. So we're just going to advance time, and I'm going to leave the episode at just at the end of the car reveal. I think that's a good time to end it. The Team HQ will go to car reveal, which is what we are going to do right now. So you can see the car I'll just let it play. I have to say that was a pretty good car reveal, the way they do it with the music and everything. Basically as good as they do in real life. But that'll be the end of the episode, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the Australian Grand Prix.